All right, all right. I know nobody's in here this quickly, especially because people aren't clicking on things because they're watching the end of this game. But I am looking right here, and eventually y'all will rewind this. I'm looking here at Brandon Aubrey about to kick this field goal to see if this game is going into overtime. This has been a ridiculous game. This game is going into overtime. This I'm gonna change this video title from Postgame. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, this is what we wanted. Maybe I should not make a pregame video every week because I didn't get to put out a pregame video and this is what happens. I mean, listen, the Cowboys are taking it to overtime, but at the end of the day, man, like this game is what I've wanted as a sports fan for years. For years. This is what we have not had as Giants fans for years. We're going to overtime. We feel confident that if our offense gets the ball, we'll actually do something. Russell Wilson turned back the hands of time. Went for over 400 yards. We're about to see. We're about to see. This is the Greeny. You're absolutely right. This is the most I've been saying I want to see something entertaining for years. I've been wanting to see something entertaining for years, and we finally got it. This is like the old school Eli Romo Cowboys Giants games. Let's see. I'm a little behind, so I'm looking to see who wins this kickoff. Looking to see who wins this kickoff. 37 points from this Giants offense. We want the ball. All right, Giants got the ball. Giants got the ball. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like we're about to outdo we're about to outdo this next game coming up, this Eagles Chiefs game. Like this game is box office. I really wish our defense would have stood up in any of these last two drives, but the offense is just so exciting, man. Like, I really wish we would have hit or sacked Dak Prescott at least one time on these last two drives. But listen, as Giants fans, we can't complain. Of course, I want the win because, like, if we can play like this against any team in the NFL, then we can have a fun season and like an entertaining season where we're outside, looking at a wild card spot. So, of course, I want this win because this win could help us if we continue to play like this. But, man, what a game, man. What a game so far. This is supposed to be my post game because I'm like, okay, Russ throws that deep ball to Wan'Dale, and haven't I been saying all offseason on Twitter? I've been saying all offseason on Twitter. I've been saying it all offseason. Expect Wan'Dale to make deep receptions down the field. That's going to happen this year. And what did we see? Four times this game, Wan'Dale down the field, making plays downfield. People are saying, oh, Wan'Dale can't make catches because he has short arm. When you can run by people, you can make deep catches downfield. You can get downfield behind the defense. But we gotta get down this field. We got to get down this field and wrap it up. Because Russ, man, like, I haven't seen this Russ in years. Now, of course, he's not running around like he used to, but Russ is balling. The last time a Giants quarterback threw for 400 yards, I don't think Daniel Jones ever did it once. To be honest with you, I can't think of a time that Daniel Jones did that. I really can't. He may have once, I think against the Lions or the Jets his rookie season. He had 4 touchdown games, but I don't know if he threw for 400 yards. But, of course, Eli Manning, because he's well over 400. So the last time that a quarterback's been this high has been Eli Manning for sure. I mean, this is crazy, man. Like, first off, like, this is what we saw that first half where our defense was shutting them down and we were making plays. That's what I expected to see coming into this season. The defense is kind of slowed down a little bit because, it is what it is. And I'm probably not going to be looking at the chat as much because I just can't. I can't look at the chat because the chat's ahead of me. Right now, I got the game like on my phone streaming. I've been watching the game while I was driving, trying to make it back home. And I got this game on my phone streaming, and I'm not risking it to try to transfer it to a bigger screen. I'm not jinxing it. I'm keeping this on my phone. And of course, we got a holding penalty kick to kick it off. This Giants team, like let's keep it real. And if let's go win this game. I'm not doing an analysis yet. Let's win this game. Holding call right now. But we're gonna get this ball and we're gonna go downfield. To get this ball and both offenses are hot, the Giants got to get this and score a touchdown. Because this isn't the playoffs. They won't get the ball back. What? I thought the Giants got the ball. Did Dable pick not to receive? I think we really picked not to receive the ball. I think we picked to kick the ball. Why did the Giants pick to go on defense? What? The Cowboys just have gone down the field twice, 3 times in the last couple. Hey, man. Okay. I don't know why we're on defense. I don't get it. Anyway, Javonte Williams picks up a first down for the Cowboys. This is so stupid. Like, this is beyond stupid. I don't know why they didn't take the ball. It's no new overtime rules. It's you can't win by kicking a field goal unless they changed it. Oh, okay. While I'm talking all loud, they did update the rules this offseason. So we would get an opportunity to match it if they score a touchdown. Dak checks it down here. Javonte Williams picking up another easy first down. Shane Bowen, it's time to get out of this prevent defense. It's time to get out of this prevent defense now. It's time to get out of this prevent defense because we're just letting them get easy first downs at this point. Like, we're rushing 3 and we're just playing 20 yards deep. What's going on? All right. Hand off to Javonte Williams again. This time he's going to get a yard. So, yeah, apparently the new overtime rules, even in the regular season. You get a chance to respond. Man, this is crazy. I wouldn't have expected this. I could have expected a blowout. I could have expected us to get a blowout. I could have expected a lot of things, but I was not expecting a game like this. All right, Dak fumbled the ball. Who's got it? Dak got it. Okay. That was a horrible snap. He snapped the ball onto his own butt. YouTube, I didn't say nothing crazy. I said his literal body part. So, don't get mad at me. But he didn't snap the ball to the quarterback. He snapped it to himself. Who's that on the sideline crunching? All right, 3rd and 10. I think they got Tolbert at the top of the screen. CD in the slot. Pickens at the bottom of the screen. Dak under pressure, and it's swatted away. Let's go. Cordell. Oh, that's Andrew Phillips. Let's go. I don't know who that was and why Andrew Phillips was outside, but it looked like they got a Debo following. Oh, he just dropped it. Andrew Phillips didn't even touch the ball. Yeah, they had a Debo following CD into the slot. And Tolbert just dropped that first down. And Andrew Phillips is like celebrating. You didn't even touch the ball. All right, so the Cowboys will punt right here. And again, like, I'm not even to the bottom of the chat because I don't want to get spoiled. Gunnar Olszewski with the ball. That dude scares me, man. Ooh, dude scares me because he has a history of, I'm not even going to talk about it. But Giants getting the ball inside their own 20, I'm pretty sure field goal wins it. Field goal wins it. So we don't got to go the whole length of the field. Because I'm sitting here talking and I got this in my ear. Announcers I couldn't really hear. So I don't know the specifics of the new overtime rules because I know they updated them this offseason. But I do know that if the Cowboys would have scored a touchdown, we would have gotten the opportunity to respond. Okay, so now they got the graphic up. If the Giants kick a field goal and make it, they'll win. So Giants under center right here. Scatterbull in the game. Slayton at the bottom of your screen. Neighbors at the top. 2 tight ends set. Play action. Russ has got all day taking another deep shot. Malik Neighbors, first down. That's the first one. We need about what, like 3 or 4 more first downs? 3 or 4 more first downs. That'll get us in the field goal range. Just need field goal range. And now I'm getting notifications popping up on my phone, man. Like, don't spoil me. don't spoil me. It's people texting me what's happening to play next. All right. Giants in the shotgun. Russ. Malik Neighbors again. Picking up 7. Malik Neighbors, 170. Oh, I prayed for times like this where Malik Neighbors could finally get 170 yards. I know Malik Neighbors, this is like finally. Finally. Oh, boy. Why does Dart have his helmet on? I hope Dable isn't trying to send Dart in while we got Russ in here hot. All right. Giants across the 30 at the 35. 2nd and 3. In the shotgun. Ball got batted. That was a batted ball. That was a batted ball. I don't know why they did all that. Like, that was a batted ball. The announcer was like yelling at the top of his lungs. That was clearly a batted ball. It's just. Did Rush just throw the ball backwards on accident? Oh my God. Oh boy, they're making it difficult. The Giants are about to lose this game because Rush threw the ball backwards. 3rd and 17, man. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. He's got forever to throw the ball. He's taking another deep shot. Double coverage, and it's just too deep. Giants will punt. If this is a tie, I'm going to literally cry. I can't believe this man threw the ball backwards. Why did he stop? Why did you stop? The Cowboys' defense is horrible. They are awful. Like, the Cowboys' defense is so awful. That should have been another completion. Here we go with Gillen. They're fair catching this at the 39. That's ball game. That's ball game right there. Cowboys only need like 15 yards. Hey, I mean, listen, we can't blame anybody but ourselves. James Hudson with all those penalties, all these other personal fouls and all that stuff, man. Like, that's unfortunate because the Giants should have won this game in regulation and should have just won it in overtime. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate, man. Only way the Giants win the game is if we get a colossal mess up by the Cowboys, a sack by us, a fumble, an interception. That's the only way we win. All right. Play action. Dak. Under pressure, he's getting sacked. There we go. Inside the 30 to the 29. Losing yards to start it off. So, listen, making it a little entertaining. Elijah Garcia. Up from the practice squad last week. Winning his one-on-one matchup. I don't even know why he's in the game at this time. I don't even know why Elijah Garcia is in the game. But, hey, shout out to Elijah Garcia for making that play. I don't know why Dak took that sack, but I'm grateful for it. 2nd and 18 now. Cowboys behind the sticks. Please do not allow these dudes to get an easy 10-yard chunk. Dak back there forever. throwing it, make the tackle. George Pickens gets away from it, cuts back inside, and that's ball game. That's ball game. You got to make that tackle, man. I don't know who that was, but he missed the tackle. Offensive pass interference. There we go. There we go. The flags are coming back to help us. Flags are coming back to help us. Still 3:50 left. So the Giants still have time if they get the ball back, and this wouldn't be a tie. So let's see what they did here. Offensive pass interference. Pickens pushed them. That's not even really pass interference, to be honest. That's normal. That's not a penalty. But I'll take it. So the Cowboys now here on 2nd and 29. 2nd and 29. And I'm sure you all are a play ahead of me or a play and a half or half a play ahead of me. But like I said, I'm not going to take a look at the chat until this game is over. Or until we at least get another lull in play where, I know I'm not going to get spoiled. 2nd and 29. Dak inside the 20 here. CD in motion. Draw play to Javonte Williams, and he is getting The Giants, man, they make me sick, man. They make me sick, man. Like, what are you doing? Why don't you tackle this dude? You had it bottled up. They had to run completely bottled up at the line, and they just let this dude just out. Bobby Okereke, the usual suspects. Tyler Nubin, the usual suspects, missing their tackles. The usual suspects. 3rd and 10 coming up for Dallas. Like, 3rd and 10. This is like 3rd and 3 for them right now, the way Dak's playing today. Like, this is like 3rd and 3 for how Dallas has been playing. 3rd and 10 coming up. This is for all the marbles. If Dallas converts this, they're going to kick the game-winning field goal, unless disaster sets in. So Dallas took a timeout. Brian Burns on the sideline, tired. Okay. Yeah, they got to tackle. They got to tackle. They got to tackle, man. All right. Here we go. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. This is like, if we can get this, man, if we can get them off the field right here, I have all the faith that this defense cannot stop our offense unless we got people doing stuff like stopping on routes and all that type of stuff. Shout out Wandale, though, but he should have stopped on that route. 3rd and 10. We talk about the pass rush. We talk about all of these dudes that's getting after the passer. Get off the field. Like, we need you right now. We need Abdul Carter. We need Brian Burns. We need Dexter Lawrence. And now they're going to let him turn inside. Thank God for Drew Phillips. Because anybody else would have let that dude spin off of him and pick up a first down. Let's see what Dallas is going to do now. I think they might go for this on 4th and short. Let's see. Tolbert. All right, let's see what they'll do. Are they bringing out the punt team or are they going for it? So I see Phillips on the sideline, so I'm guessing they're bringing out the punt team. All right, Russ, go win it for us. Go win it for us, Russ. Go win it for us, Russ. Let's go win it for us, Russ. So Cowboys just took a delayed game to go back 5 yards. He just said they had 10 men on the field. So this is crazy, man. This is literally supposed to be my post game. And I'm kind of like in a rush. Like, I'm going to have to like split not too long. I'm not going to be able to stay on as long as I wanted to for a post game. But I'm glad I'm getting this overtime because like I was like, man, I wish I could react to this game. All right, here we go. Gunnar Olszewski fielding it. Gunnar Olszewski across the 20, across the 25, across the 30. Thank you. Give us some good field position. All we need is a field goal. Giants starting off at like the 32.5, 33. Russ, go win it for us. Go win it for us, Russ. Like, this is what it feels like. I'm so glad that dude, Daniel Jones, is gone. I'm so glad he's gone. I don't know what he did today, if he played already, if he's about to play. But I have not had this feeling since Daniel Jones in the playoffs. Before that, I listen, man. This is what we live for. This is what we live for. Russ 454, 3 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors a buck what? A buck 80 because I think he got another catch after that last catch. Anyway, go win it for us, Russ. Screenplay Singletary is getting sniffed out, so the Giants immediately go back 5 yards. That was a horrible screenplay. Horrible screenplay. Play clock at 33 seconds. So luckily we didn't lose 5 yards. We lost 3. But still enough time definitely to get downfield and kick a field goal. Still enough. I don't think we're too far behind the sticks here. Not terribly different than, not terribly different than just an incomplete pass. 2nd and 13, 3 wide receivers. Russ, nice protection. Russ taking another deep shot, and that's going to get intercepted, man. And it looked like that ball came off of Russ's hands like funny. It looked like it just like rolled. Like, does Russ have like some grease on his hands? Because he threw the ball backwards last drive. And then right now, he just I don't know how that came off of his hand like that. I'm not sure what that was, but come on, Russ. Like, you had pretty much a perfect game. Like, I don't know what that was, man. Because even if that was like a miscommunication, the way it came off of his hand, it just came off of his hand really weird. And now that, like I said, I mean, we're just giving this offense too much time. We're giving them too many chances, man. Like, we're giving them way too many chances. Like, we get a sack from all people, Elijah Garcia. Like, Elijah Garcia gets a sack. We get a nice tackle on 3rd down, and Russ comes out there and just throws a duck in the middle of the field. Like, come on, man. Come on now. Like, this is a game we should have left this game in regulation with a win. We should have scored early on in this game in the red zone. We should not have gotten all those penalties. Like, this is a game that we played so well in. We've outplayed the Cowboys. So now they're re-showing this. They're showing this play again. I saw Russ look down at the pass rush, and then a little bit off balance, off his back foot. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Malik was definitely running a C route, but Russ threw it as if he was running a post. Like, he threw it right to him. And it was off his back foot, so it's like, I couldn't tell what that was. All right, 37-37. Dak, I mean, they only need, so many yards? 20 yards? Yeah, about 20 yards. Starting at their own 30. Luckily, that was a deep throw interception. And Dak he has forever. And there we go. Pickens across the 50, across the 45. And technically, they're in field goal range now. That blitz took way too long to come through. I mean, that took way too long to come through. Like, how long do you expect Paulson Adebo to cover this dude coming across the field like that? The Cowboys, like I said, are technically in field goal range now with Aubrey for how long he can kick that ball from. 1:18 left in overtime. They're going to get a yard. Man, this is disappointing. Because I can tell either this is going to end in a tie or we're going to lose. Man. It is just so frustrating. Man. Like, the Giants had way too many chances to win this game. Second and 9 here. Dallas right outside the 40. I mean, you got to think this is probably... I don't have faith that this defense is going to stop them from getting 5 more yards because that pass rush, I mean, get him down, man. Like, and now he's taking off. That's ball game. I mean, you can't play Dak like he's Tom. I mean, even Tom Brady would take off. Even Peyton Manning would take off with that much space wide open. I mean, like y'all are just completely disrespecting Dak at that point. Like he's not 96 years old. He's not 96, man. Like that's ball game right there. Their kicker is a robot. He would have kicked it from 50. Like he would have almost kicked it from 50. So now they're gonna bring him out there. Man, this is well. Listen, Aubrey is trotting out there, and if he misses this, it's a tie game. Like whatever happens, the Giants aren't winning unless they fumble this kickoff and return it for a touchdown, and unless they fumble this field goal. Uh, this is just so frustrating. The fact that we should have won this game and we could like, there's so much to celebrate, man. There's so much to celebrate. There's so much to celebrate from this game, and we just can't celebrate it because of some mistakes, like really dumb mistakes, not even forced errors, just mistakes. Like just mistakes, man. And like the NFC East, like for some reason has to have the best kickers. Like, why do the NFCs always have the best kickers in the league? This is a 46 yarder from Aubrey, and they're lining it up, and it's right down the middle. Cowboys win it 42-37, man. Frustrating, definitely frustrating, but I'm not taking a moral victory at 0-2. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. Let me go ahead and cut on the post game recording. Try to get myself in the center. I'm gonna cut on the post game recording. I'm gonna record my post game here, and we'll see how long I can end up staying on this stream because I'm gonna have to head out pretty soon. But yeah, give me like 8 to 10 minutes while I'm on here. I'm gonna record this post game, and then we'll interact with the chat a little bit. What's going on YouTube? DU546. This is like the Heartbreak Giants. Like the Heartbreak Giants that I grew up watching with Eli Manning, where he throws 2-3 interceptions at the beginning of a game, and you know you're frustrated, and all of a sudden you're at the end of the game, and like the Giants are in it ready to win. Got a bunch of big plays. Now Russ didn't have interceptions and stuff at the beginning of the game, but let me just pull up these stats because I haven't been able to keep track of it as the game has gone on. But the Giants have lost this game in overtime with 3 seconds left in overtime, 40-37. There's a lot to cover in this game. I'm so frustrated because this was supposed to be a game that I could come on here and celebrate because the Giants played so well. Russell Wilson outplayed their quarterback. Our running backs probably got outplayed by Javonte Williams because he had some nice runs. But our receivers went absolutely bonkers. They went absolutely bonkers. So let's just go down the list here. Russell Wilson, 30 for 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception that was costly. Got sacked 3 times, but I don't think the pass rush against us was that really, really detrimental. I don't really think it factored much into the game. We just, you get sacked 3 times when you throw the ball 41 times. Cam Scatterboo was our leading rusher today with 45 yards. The run game was really non-existent, but when we needed to run the ball, we ran it. We ran the ball pretty well, besides in the beginning where we couldn't score in the red zone. But besides that, when we needed to run the ball, we ran it pretty well. Scatterboo with his first touchdown. Shout out to Scatterboo. Now receiving is where I was really excited about, and man, I really again wish that I could come on here and celebrate a win. I really wish I could come on here and celebrate a win, but the Giants, they'll do it to us. We're 0-2, If we would have played like this last week, we would have beat the Washington Commanders football team, whatever they are. We would have beat them by 2 scores. If we would have played this way last week. Malik Neighbors, 13 targets, 9 catches, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see from Malik Neighbors. 167 and 2 touchdowns. That's the type of receiver he is, and I'm glad he finally has a quarterback that can bring that out of him. Wan'Dale Robinson, I've been saying in the offseason, Wan'Dale is going to be making plays behind the defense downfield. What did Wan'Dale do? 2 or 3 times a day, down the field, making plays behind the defense. It doesn't matter if you have short arms and T-Rex arms if you can run by people. It doesn't matter. Expect Wan'Dale to continue to be the wide receiver 2 in this offense. Slayton got 3 targets today, 2 catches, 61 yards, had a 52-yarder. Wan'Dale had a 50-yarder. Malik Neighbors had a 48-yarder. So these 3 folks, they showed up. These 3 receivers showed up. Slayton could have gotten involved a little bit more, but when Wan'Dale has 10 targets and Malik Neighbors has 13, it's clear who your 1 and 2 are. So that's settled for now. It could change, but it's settled for now. Wan'Dale had some nice third down conversions. Theo Johnson had some nice conversions. Didn't have a huge game, but nice bounce back game compared to last week where he dropped 2. He picked up, I think, 2 or 3 first downs today. So shout out to Theo Johnson. And it sounds like I'm celebrating a win because it's the best Giants performance I've seen in like a decade, sadly. So Gano showed up. He did his thing today. I wish he would have had to work less today because we were really dominating at the beginning of this game, and this should have been a runaway type of game where we get into the 30s and they're like picking it up, but at that point they were too far down. They shouldn't have been able to come back. But that's what happens when you leave these types of offenses. You're not going to silence. You're just not going to silence an offense like what Dak and CD and George Pickens are. So especially when you allow their running back to go off, especially when you allow Javonte Williams to get 98 yards on 18 carries. That's too much. And this was just mostly on bad tackling. So Dak Prescott, 360 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Should have had another interception. Should have been sacked more. But, it is what it is. 3 sacks. I don't know if I already said that. But CD, man, like CD and George Pickens today. George Pickens only had 68 yards, but he had the most crucial 68 yards I ever seen. The most crucial 68 yards I ever seen because every single one of George Pickens' catches were either on a 3rd down or in a 4th down or a must have. He also drew a long pass interference, so he basically had a 100-yard game. CeeDee Lamb, 11 targets, 9 catches, no touchdowns. So I hate that for my fantasy team, but at least he had the 9 receptions. CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb. When they needed him at the end of the game, dude showed up for him, and just unfortunate. Brandon Aubrey is a freaking maniac. The dude kicked a 64-yarder today. He makes me sick, man. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with these NFC East kickers? They all want to kick 64-yarders and 65. Like, why don't you relax? Like, why is Brandon Aubrey kicking a 64-yarder in the NFL? Like, why? Why are you doing that, man? I can't wait until we play in MetLife where this dude can't kick inside that dome like that. This dude makes me sick. Other than that, man, let's look at the sacks. Kenny Clark, the guy they brought in for Micah Parsons, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, or 1 tackle for loss for him. I didn't go over our defense. So, Kayvon Thibodeau had a sack. Elijah Garcia had a sack. Brian Burns had a sack. Now, even though you don't see Abdul Carter on here, Abdul Carter was involved in like a couple of these sacks. They gave him 1 tackle for loss or 0 tackles for loss, but his presence was definitely made. He had the loudest 1 tackle game that I've ever seen. Brian Burns is a dog. It's time to stop disrespecting Brian Burns. It's time to stop disrespecting him because people keep saying, oh, he's just an average guy. He's just an ordinary. The dude has 3 sacks through 2 games. The dude's making all these tackles, running down the line, shutting down screens. And like, let's cut that out. Dexter Lawrence, Should have had a couple sacks today. Dak has just been getting rid of the ball, but he had 4 tackles. But let me just talk about the play. I mean, we all know why we lost this game. James Hudson at the beginning has a million penalties on one drive. He's slamming guys' heads into the ground. And I just glitched while I did that. He's slamming guys' heads into the ground. You got Drew Phillips on a play that they ended up scoring a touchdown with on that drive later on. Drew Phillips is so mad that CeeDee Lamb said that this was his revenge game. While you're limiting CeeDee Lamb, and he's not doing anything against us, Drew Phillips is like, you want to say that I hurt you on purpose? I'm going to hurt you on purpose for real. So he wins and goes and grabs CeeDee Lamb and throws him down on the ground after the play. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He throws him on the ground after the play. They get a free set of first down. They get a free set of downs, and they go right into the end zone and score. That's 4 points. Do you think we get into overtime if that's not 4 points that we give away right there? Because Drew Phillips wants to slam CeeDee Lamb down. And then, by the way, after that, after you slam CeeDee Lamb down, trying to be a tough guy, trying to, get into a back and forth with a player that's better than you, CeeDee Lamb goes off. After that, he starts catching everything. He goes over 100 yards. So thank you so much, Drew Phillips, for doing that. Thank you so much, James Hudson, for a false start over and over and over again. And then you have the nerve to yell and argue with the coaches when they tell you it's time to sit your wide butt down. Then you have the nerve to argue with the coaches when they tell you it's time to sit down. Like, you're out here throwing right hooks on the field. And then you have the nerve to get mad when the coaches tell you it's time to sit down? Are you crazy? Did you really think you could go out there and just do that and just stay on the field? What type of privilege did this dude have? You're not Andrew Thomas. You're not were you even drafted? I mean, come on. Besides that, man, like, at the end of the day, these last 2 drives, even after Russ, with 20 seconds left, hits Wandale down the field. Why did our defense allow them to get down the field after that? And this dude kick a cyber leg 64-yarder. Man, I'm kind of losing myself, man. I'm kind of losing myself. But Russ hits Wandale down the middle of the field for a deep touchdown, a 50-yarder that should have iced the game with 20 seconds left. But once Russ got that ball in overtime, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if, like, Jackson Dart said, okay, Russ is starting to play a little bit too well. I need to get this dude out of there. And Jackson Dart went and, like, put a bunch of Vaseline on his hands and then, like, dapped up Russ and said, man, good play, man. Go ahead out there and win it. And now it's like a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of Vaseline on Russ's hand. Because for some reason, Russell Wilson threw the ball backwards. After we're on 2nd and 13, this dude throws the ball backwards. And we lose 5 more yards. Or 4 more yards. Because this dude threw the ball backwards. And they almost picked that up and ran it in for a touchdown. Then Russ gets another opportunity. And this man just, like, off his back foot, just throws it up the middle of the field. Malik Neighbors is running the C route. And it's just intercepted in the middle of the field. At that point, the game's over, man. Game's over. And I'm just so frustrated again because this should be a game where I'm already sort of victory lapping because this is the best I've seen the Giants look in years on offense. But this should have been a game where I should have been able to run my victory laps. I should have been able to celebrate with you guys. And because of a bunch of mistakes that the Cowboys didn't even force, we lose this game in overtime. That's just so unfortunate. So I will come out with a more detailed review of this game probably tomorrow. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Hopefully tomorrow. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of the week. This is the best game. This is the best the Giants have looked in years. So enjoy that. And hopefully, we go out there and we upset Patrick Mahomes next week. Maybe we get in the backfield a bunch. We rattle Mahomes and we win our first game next week. But this could have been our 1-1 start. And we can go into Kansas City and into the Chargers game and lose 2, and we're only 1-3 instead of 0-4, and then we can go out there and win some games after that. But no, we got to make it difficult. So this might be a coulda, woulda, shoulda type of season, but you guys enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of your weekend. And I don't know if the Colts played, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get demonetized. But take that, Daniel Jones. Take that. All right, back to the stream. Back to the stream, folks. Let's see what I'm missing in the chat. Let's see what I'm missing in the chat. All right, true cornerback one would be nice. I think Adebo was fine, man. Like to get, of course, I'd like somebody better than Adebo, but I think given the competition he's playing against, Adebo did fine. Adebo did fine given the competition, but you know that Cowboys offense is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Going for 7, first time. Man, this is something I just recorded this post game video and I'm mad. I just forgot to include this. When Brian Dable got that, when Drew Phillips got that interception, and Brian Dable decided to go for it, scoring a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal. Imagine how that looks. We probably win the game because we're up. You know, we kick a field goal, we put 3 more on the board. So that's frustrating too. How many tackles? I think. How many missed tackles? At least 25 missed tackles today. At least 25. Hudson sucks. Yes, he's terrible. Hopefully this guy is. I would cut the guy because Marcus Bowe is clearly your backup tackle now because he looked much better than him, and Andrew Thomas is coming back, and Evan Neal's been practicing at tackle, and you know people love to like talk about how bad Evan Neal is, and that's fine, but Evan Neal. I don't want to play in left tackle, though. I don't want to play in left tackle. But at right tackle last year, Evan Neal was able to function. At right tackle, he wasn't a train wreck. As a backup, that's fine for me. How can an NFL team look so undisciplined? Listen, man, you got to look to coaching. Even though we put up a ton of points, you got to look to coaching. They got to get that together. Too many personal foul penalties. Too much of that. How can Shane Bowen remain a coach? This league is too rigged. Listen, man, Shane Bowen. They had to keep Shane Bowen because this guy is he was the only guy we could keep. They knew that the coach and the GM was on a lame duck season, so no defensive coordinator in their right mind was going to come to this. They weren't going to come to this franchise. Fired them all. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I can understand being upset, but like I said, I'm just happy that I got to see something entertaining. I'm glad I got to see something entertaining. We can beat Kansas City. Yeah, anything is possible. We'll see how they play. They're on right now. So, should be on right now. Can't find them. But, I mean, yeah, anything is possible. We could beat them. Broncos and Colts are playing right now, 14-13. The Broncos are up. Daniel Jones is what? 8 for 13, 0 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. So apparently Daniel Jones is going to cook this year. Let's see what else we see if I missed anything. Giants are not an easy out, and that's all I wanted this year. Be a competitive team. Give me entertaining games like this. Of course I want to win games. More than anything. But if I can have this like level of like, at the end of the day, I'll keep repeating myself. As we've seen this offense go out there and stink up the place year after year, I keep repeating myself. We all want to go out there as fans and win the Super Bowl every year. Can't hear me? Can anybody else hear me? I hope. Oh, man. That'll stink if, like, for some reason my audio's messed up. Can you all hear me? Or is this low? Let's see if I can. Can you all hear me? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. All right. So I just turned up the gain a little bit, but I forgot what I was saying. I was saying we all want to win the Super Bowl every year. We all want to do that. We all want to win every game we play in. But at the end of the day, people watch football. People turn on their TV to watch things that are entertaining. And today was entertaining. So I'm happy that I at least feel like I didn't lose time in my life. Like, even though it didn't end up the way I wanted it to end, I feel like I didn't like waste actual time. Like, I didn't lose time. Like, because I would honestly feel like I just watched paint dry for 4 hours. You all who've been in the streams, like, you see me like nodding off like this, like, and then and Daniel Jones is gonna get sacked again. And the offensive line collapses right there. And guess what? We give up another third down. And now the score is 35-6. Like, this is literally how I've had, like, I cannot like fake enthusiasm when that team is that boring to watch. So I'm glad at least we got something entertaining. The pass rush worked today. There was a bunch of no holding calls. I can't wait until we play Dallas at home, because every time we play Dallas in that stadium, there are about 3 or 4 calls that are horrible calls. Now, the Giants beat themselves, and they could have won this game if they didn't get those calls, but there are always like 3 or 4 horrible calls. Like the game that Bellinger is playing in, where Bellinger gets like he gets his face mask grabbed and slammed onto the ground, and then they call face mask on us and give us a 15-yard penalty. It's like, come on, man. I missed it. Did Theo have a drop today? I think Theo pretty much bounced back today as far as holding on to it. Why throw that deep ball if all we need is a field goal? Because it's been working all day. It's been working all day. My thing is, like, I don't know what was going on there. If, like, Malik was supposed to run a post, or if he was trying to throw it away. I'm not sure. But, I mean, the deep ball has been working all day. I don't have any issue with him going for the deep ball. My issue is, like, the actual play. Do I feel better about this? 1,000,000 times better. And this isn't me saying, like, that we can – it's going to be very difficult for the Giants to be a wild card team at this point. It's going to be – I feel like this was, like, a game that, like, we could end up at the end of the season being one game short of the playoffs. Because you look at the rest of this schedule. You got the Chiefs and the Chargers. We're going to be heavy underdog. The Chargers right now are 3.5-point favorites. I expected that to be higher. The Chiefs are 6-point favorites. After that, you get the Saints. So, you know, people, if we win this game, we're 1-1 and then possibly 1-3. The Saints, everybody, if we can play like this or even 60% of this, we can beat the Saints. So then the Giants will be going into 2-3. Then you got the Eagles. The Cowboys just took the Eagles to the wire. This is a division game. It's a new year. Maybe you still won against the Eagles. So you're back to 500. Then you got the Broncos. Again, winnable game. Not an easy game, but a winnable game. You know, then you have some momentum. You probably lose to the Eagles the second game. Then you're, you know, right back to 500 at 4-4. And, you know, that's what you're looking for. If you can be right around 500 towards, you know, November, because then you have the 49ers, a winnable game, but not an easy game. I wouldn't say we're going to go in there and win that. I wouldn't even say we'd be favored to win that. And then you got the Bears, same thing, winnable game. The Packers, they're going to be probably undefeated at that point. Who knows? Lions, tough part. Patriots, another easy. So, you know, like I said, this is going to be a season where if we can steal some games, we could be a wild card outside type of team. But I feel like this game is going to come back to bite us. And nobody can be blamed for this game but the Giants players for not executing and making a ton of unforced errors, and Brian Daboll for not having this team ready to go. This just shows you, this is more evidence that Brian Daboll he's not able to prepare his team properly. Because if this team had the ability to play like this, they shouldn't have looked so bad last week. If they had this in them, they should not have looked this bad this week. The offensive line made so many errors last week, like so many mental errors, so many issues that they just messed so many things up last week. So, I mean, we just can't allow it. We can't have that, because this is a game last week that we should have been competitive in if this is the team that we have. So again, it shows that Brian Daboll is not properly able to bring out a well-prepared team. Because again, we looked completely different than this last week. And then this week, we got all these penalties that obviously make us end up losing the game. And this week, we're in the red zone after we get an interception. And instead of taking the points and taking the 3-point swing, take the 3 points that they gave to you. This is an extra possession. You don't need to always score a touchdown. You get an extra possession, kick the field goal. Go up, go up. I think at that point it was like 16-10 or something. Take the field goal. Um, and yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about Bowen next, and then I might have to start looking at closing out, but we'll see what's going on. Shout out to Talking Echo for the 499. My delusional self says the Giants started 0-2 in 2007 with one bad game and one high-powered game, but my actual self says, listen, I'm just excited every week. If I can see Malik Neighbors go off every week, if I can see Wando Robinson go off, if I can see Russ make exciting plays, we'll be in every game. We'll be in every game if we can get that. Listen, if the Giants suck, and they had all of those penalties that they caused themselves to have, and the Cowboys just went to overtime and gave up 37 points to a team that sucked, I wouldn't feel too good about your team if the Giants suck. But shout out to the Lakers, though. I see the Lakers in your profile. Shout out to the Lakers. Luka's going to turn up this year. But I wouldn't say the Giants sucked. That means your team definitely sucks. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's about the coaching, man, because they got to come out a little bit more prepared. They got to come out a little bit more prepared. But let's talk about Shane Bowen, because honestly, the reason that we lost this game, the biggest reason, besides, if you want to say like, beyond like all of the self-inflicted wounds, as they say, the reason we lost this game is because the defense was in prevent defense the entire fourth and part of the third quarter. We just went to prevent defense. We were rushing 3 people. We were rushing 2 people. We were rushing 3 over and over again. I mean, we completely took our foot off the gas. That defense at the beginning of the game and the first half, they disappeared. He said, back up, back up, back up. We're not going to give up the big play. And he gave up 15-yarder, 16-yarder, 17-yarder, 20-yarder. He gave up play after play after play after play. When are you going to realize that if you give Dak and CeeDee Lamb all the space to work with, they're going to kill you? When are you going to realize that if you give them all of this space, they're going to tear you apart? Shane Bowen played so far off of these guys the second half because he was so scared. When you need to be pressed, you have to press these people. You have to knock them off their route. How do you expect the pass rush to get home if you're not even knocking people off their routes? How do you expect that to happen, man? Like, there's no way that you can expect there's no way that you can expect to get home on the pass rush when you're not even disrupting the opposing team's route. Like, I just can't believe this, man. Carter needs to get his strength up. Yeah, he will. He will. But Carter had a decent game today. But, man, I see Dex. He's starting to turn it up. He's coming back from injury. He's a little bit out of shape. But today he looked better, and I think next week Dex is – I'm not sure if we're going to win next week, but I think Dex is going to have his best game of the year next week. And that's exciting because we got Brian Burns playing out of his mind. I wanted Russ to start the full season this entire time. At the end of the day, we want to win games, right? We want to win the most games. If Russ comes out here and plays like this every week, this Giants team we're going to be, at the very least, in the wild card discussion in the last month of the season. At the very least. If this Russ shows up every week, then we're going to be in a discussion because Andrew Thomas still has to come back. I would not want to see a 50-0 loss. Like I said, from what we've seen the last 10 years, I'm just not doing that. I just can't watch that bad football anymore. It was bad football today from a mistakes point, but to see an exciting game to me is a lot better than what we've seen, like where we clearly look like the worst team in football. We look like the worst team in football. Our record has shown us as the worst team in football. I don't want to lose any more games, 40-0, 35-0, 50 to. I don't want to do that anymore. It's just not. It's hard to get the motivation to come back next week because there's nothing that you can look at from the week before where you can say, "Oh, there's hope for this next week." There's nothing you can look for. But yeah, I would hope Russ can start for the rest of the season because that means the Giants are winning games. That means the quarterback is playing well. That means the offense is moving. And if Dart only comes in next year, then that would mean that we had a great season. I want it to be like this offseason. I want the narrative to be like, should the Giants let Russ walk or should they put their faith in the rookie quarterback and Jackson Dart in the second year? That's what I want to be the discussion this offseason. Because that will mean that we had a good season. And we had good play from the quarterback position, which we haven't had in over a decade at this point. And listen, I've been arguing with people about that. I'm not going to look and go and like aggressively look to trade Andrew Thomas. But if this injury, prolongs or he doesn't look like the same guy or he gets another injury, you have to start trying to think about moving him. Because Andrew Thomas, even though he's an all-pro at left tackle, you can't pay a guy that much. You can't put all your investment and hold up the way you build your team when the guy isn't on the field. It's just that simple. So, hey, I'm hoping Andrew Thomas can come back. But Bo did look good today. And that would be great. That would be great if and let's see. And J.D. Clowney has officially signed to the Cowboys right after that. So look for him next game. Should have won by 3. Exactly. And I said that earlier, Lewis. We should have taken the points. We should have taken the points. Like, we should have taken the points. We get an interception and you're in field goal range, take the points. It's literally free points. Because that's not a regular possession. You stole a possession. So why not make some points? Make some money after you stole that possession. I mean, I don't know why we don't take and Greg Olsen always wants to go for it on 4th down. And so he can change the narrative for the fans and say like, no, that was a good decision. I feel like we should have taken the points. Exactly. I actually watched the whole game. And the only reason I've been watching the whole game is because I have to break it down. But other than that, I would have turned a lot of these games off in the third quarter. And that's what I'm saying. We should have won by 10. So let that be an example that the Giants can put their foot on the gas and they can make big plays. And we're not gonna have 450 yards every week from the quarterback, but we are going to be able to have a good offense. Yeah, man, Marcus Bo. If Andrew Thomas isn't going to play, which, who knows when that dude's going to be ready. I mean, Marcus Bo's got to be the guy. And he is a problem. So that's why I'm hoping that this offense can like really, really do their thing. I hope they can really do their thing this year. And, because like a lot of people want Dable gone. I have my issues with Dable. I don't think he does a good enough job preparing the team. I don't. But I do think there are a lot of good things about Dable. I think the players love Dable. I think Dable can run an explosive offense. I think Dable, the quarterbacks relate to the guy. I think he gives them a lot of freedom. I think there's a lot of things about Dable that I do like. And at the end of the day, it's usually not a plus when you get rid of a coach to bring in another one. Like it's usually some type of rebuilding process and it's another risk. And this isn't me saying like, oh, don't replace him because it's a risk. It isn't me saying like I would want what we have on this team and on this staff right now to work out. I would love for that to happen. So if that happens, then I think he can have the autonomy to say, I'm going to get rid of Shane Bowen and I'm going to go out and get a defensive coordinator that is actually competent. Because this roster that we have is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for them to give up 40 points with this pass rush. The creativity was gone. He started taking those guys out. Again, like I was like, Elijah Garcia is getting a sack. And thank you that Elijah Garcia stepped up and got that sack because he shouldn't have been in the game at that point. It should have been our pass rushers getting after the quarterback. And again, like you can't play prevent defense the entire fourth quarter when it's a close game. Why are you playing prevent defense? Like, why do you need to be so far off of the receivers? Like, Shane Bowen has a lot of issues, and I just don't really expect I just really don't. I just don't really expect him to get the most out of this defense. And I don't really agree with this philosophy defensively. I just don't. Shout out to Ryan Schaefer for the $5 super chat. He says, what is the identity of this team? Honestly, it feels like this team is let the players figure it out. Will it ever be an advantage? That's a good point. That's a good point. Like, is our identity let the players? I think we got to form an identity. I think the identity coming into the season was the defense is a pass rushing defense, and we're going to get after the quarterback. I would say through 2 weeks, that's probably our identity a bit. But Russ today, I mean, if we have more games like this, then the identity is going to be Russ makes big plays down the field with Malik Neighbors, makes big plays with Wan'Dale Robinson, and eventually is going to be making plays with Darius Slayton. It'll be a high-flying offense type of identity. But on defense, I mean, that's pretty much been the identity as far as the pass rush goes. And Brian Burns has been holding up his end of the bargain. 3 sacks. 4 sacks, I think, week 1. I think. And then 3 sacks this week. So the pass rush is holding up their end of the bargain as far as the stats go. I want to see a little bit more consistency. And a lot of that, I think, is because of the defensive coordinator. I don't think there's enough creativity on that front line with these defensive players. I just don't think there's enough creativity. And I'm hoping that we can get a game where we can have a rusher go over 100 yards because that would make things a lot easier. It would slow down the game. I'm fine with these big plays. I'm fine with it. But also, you got to be able to run the ball because if we can start running the ball in the red zone, that will get us some points. That'll get us some early points that we desperately need. Yeah, he never has the right. You're exactly right. Like I said, Elijah Garcia bailed him out with a sack. He won his one-on-one and got a sack. I was not expecting him to win his one-on-one, but it's the fourth quarter. You got to get them off the field, and you know it's a passing situation, and you got Elijah Garcia and Roy Robertson Harris out there. You're basically playing a 5-man front. Like, come on, man. 58 looks slow on D. Yeah. Okereke is cooked. We're going to have to get, depending on what Mike McFadden does, because we'll see if he can come back this year. But depending on what he does, we may need to be looking for 2 starting linebackers next year. Because Okereke, to me, is 100% getting cut. And he just can't. He cannot. He just is not good in coverage. He's not good in coverage. He misses a ton of tackles, way too many tackles. And he's not closing the distance on a lot of these, pursuit angles like he was when he was in Wink's system. Wink's system, he was kept clean. He's not going to be kept clean in this defense. It's just not going to happen. The splits are too far. The splits are too wide because Shane Bowen likes to have his linemen far away from each other, which helps a little bit for the 4-man rush for these edge players because you're out in a wide 9. But besides that, in the run game, there's going to be some vulnerabilities. There's going to be some vulnerabilities there, and your linebackers aren't going to be kept as clean as they possibly could. Is it too early to put midlight? It's not on fire because Russ is cooking. Russ turned down the flame a little bit, but he's got it, man. Like, we need that interception back from Russ, and we need him to not throw the ball backwards because that kind of loses the game. Because I can say what I want to say about Bowen and what the defense did, but at the end of the day, the defense did not give up points to the Cowboys on 2 overtime drives. And what did Russ do? He threw the ball backwards one play. And almost, like I said, if they would have scooped that up, they would have walked that in for a touchdown. So that goes to coaching too. Like, get on the ball. Like, get on the ball because that's the second time. The first time where there was like a near fumble from Dak Prescott where they called it a fumble on the field and Pickens picks it up and runs it into the end zone. Like, get on the ball. So that's the first thing is Russ throws it backwards. and we lose 4 yards. And then later on, Russ is just throwing it up in the middle of the, and I'm sure they're having their post-game interview. I'm curious to see what Russ says about that play. I'm sure he's going to say it was just a miscommunication. And I'm sure Malik Neighbors is Malik Neighbors is a pretty honest guy, so he'll probably either say like, I take responsibility, I ran the wrong route, or he'll say it's a miscommunication too. Other than that, man, like, we should have won this game. We should have won the game. And it's just tough, and it's not a good feeling. I won't say like I feel great. No, his arm wasn't hit. He threw it off his back foot. So that's, or maybe he said that in his post game. I got to look back at it, but from what I saw, like, the rush came in, he looked down at the rush, and then he threw it up immediately. So I don't know if his arm did get hit on the release, maybe, or if it, I don't know what happened there, because he definitely threw it off his back foot. But even if he did throw it off his back foot, and even if his arm got hit, for it to go directly down the field and his hand actually like was pointing to where it went, that would mean that Malik Neighbors was either supposed to run a post route, or he was like, saying like, screw it, I'm throwing the ball away and just taking the grounding, 20 yards behind the defense. And that's what he thought he was doing. But I'd be curious to see what he's going to say. But this is definitely a game, like I said, where I don't feel great that we didn't win. I don't feel good about that at all. But this is a very familiar feeling that I have, where we lose a game, but it wasn't because we were completely inept. We lose a game because we had mistakes. It's football. It's football. Like, we used to go out here as Giants fans, and we had our seasons where we won 9, 10 games, 8 games, whatever. But there were ends of games where we lose, where we lost, and we felt like, okay, like, once we clean that up, blah, 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 we'll win this game. We'll win this next game or something. But the way we've lost games the last couple years is like, man, if we could sniff 30 points, I would throw a pizza party for everybody on the Giants team if we could sniff 30 points. If we could sniff 20. We've averaged like 15 points a game for like the last 4 years. You said this is well, listen, the Giants didn't play the best on defense. On offense, is this probably going to be their highest scoring game? Maybe, unless they play like a really horrible team where there's like a ton of injuries. Maybe they get to 40 points. But, I think the Giants can get to 30 points a couple more times this season. I don't think that this is going to completely disappear. I don't think, of course, we'll be throwing for 450 and 3 touchdowns every week, but I don't think this is going to disappear. And I think the run game is going to have to get better. It's going to have to get better just by law of averages. It's got to get better. But I don't think this will be. I don't think I think we'll see some more fun offensive games, is what I'm saying. Start Cam Scatterboo. Listen, the eye test does show you that, doesn't it? Like, the eye test shows you that Cam Scatterboo looks like the most exciting, he looks like the best runner out there. And judging off of what the stats today said, Cam Scatterboo got 11 carries. Tyrone Tracy got 5. Russell Wilson got 3. Singletary got 1. Dart got 1. So Scatterboo got more than double the carries. Oh, man. This isn't even a boring yawn. It's usually a boring yawn. This is actually like I'm a tired yawn. But Scatterboo got the most carries. He averaged over 4 yards a carry. So I think Scatterboo will continue to get more carries. And, of course, Tracy will get carries too. But I think Scatterboo is exciting to watch so far. Yeah, I think the motivation to switch to Dart goes down by a lot because we had these splash plays downfield. A lot of people were thinking, like, let's go to Dart because at least Dart is going to push it down the field. He's going to make big plays. And if we lose a bunch of games, like, at least the offense will be exciting and it'll be fun and he'll develop. But now that Russ is starting to make these plays, You leave Russ in there. You let Dart continue to develop. Um, you continue to do what the plan says that you should do, which is let Dart develop and let him come out next year, basically like not of course the most season, but almost like a season pro, and come out next year ready to hit the ground running. So he's not completely wet behind the ears whenever he comes out. Right. Yeah. Now listen, he did provide a spark because he was a threat to run the ball. That's where it's gonna be like if your offense today puts up another 16 points or 15 points or something like that, then you say, okay, like to get to the next level of this offense, to unlock this offense, we got to get Dart in there because he can run. But yeah, him coming in and just his ability to run along with that handoff definitely gave Scatterboo some space. Yeah, I think Bo will start next week, and I think they've been probably trying to rush Andrew Thomas back. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with Andrew Thomas. I think once Andrew Thomas comes back, the way I've seen Bo play now, once he comes back, it'll be because he's actually fully healthy and he's in shape. So we'll see what they do with Bo. But I like the way he looked, and I'll probably do a film breakdown on Bo going forward. That interception was obviously a wrong route run. And that's what I'm saying. Like, was it Neighbor's fault or was it Russ's? Was it just a miscommunication? Because sometimes it's just a miscommunication. Like maybe there's a hand signal that Russ gave him that he was supposed to give him, and it looked like a different hand. I don't know. But it was obviously not like a horrible decision from Russ where like he made a bad read. It was some type of a miscommunication where he thought that Malik was going to be doing something that he obviously wasn't doing. Yep. I mean, and listen, like if the Giants are, around 500 and they're like, okay, looking at how the team is playing and how the schedule looks, we're probably not going to go to the playoffs. And they want to throw Jackson Dart in there, I mean, be my guest. Because, again, if he looks good, if he looks, like a solid quarterback, then, that's going to probably save their jobs. Defense can't be serious. There's no way we lost this game. Yeah, if Shane Bowen shows up, if defense shows up, we probably are in a better spot. And that's the thing. Is our corners made a ton of plays today. Our corners made a ton of plays today. They made a ton of plays, but they also gave up a bunch. But at the same time, I can't be too mad because you only can do so much when your coordinator has you playing so far off of guys for almost an entire half. My biggest problem today out of plays from a cornerback was a duality of Drew Phillips. Made the game-saving tackle at the end of, overtime or the fourth quarter? I think it was overtime to make them punt. He made the game-saving tackle to give Russ the opportunity to come back and win the game. But also, earlier in the game, he slammed CeeDee Lamb down on the ground. And, it is what it is there. It's all she wrote. He slammed him down on the ground. They got a fresh set of downs, and they scored a touchdown. Yeah, that's crazy. We're most likely going 0-4. I mean, like being realistic, most likely. I hope they don't sign Isaiah Simmons. There's a lot of linebackers that I think can play linebacker better than Isaiah Simmons. Meanwhile, who leads the team and starts to shine? Is it coaching? Who leaves the team and starts? Oh, okay. You're saying everybody who leaves the team. So I'm guessing Daniel Jones probably scored another touchdown. Okay. They're in the red zone right now. But I don't know if it's coaching. It could be fit. It could be a lot of things. I think a lot of people leave the New York market and shine because they're not built to play in the New York market. I don't think Daniel Jones was built to play in the New York market. I think Daniel Jones is in the perfect spot for him right now. He has a great offensive line. He has great wide receivers all over the field. He has a great tight end. He has a great running back. He has a great defense. I think Daniel Jones is exactly where Daniel Jones is supposed to be. And he's in Indiana. I think a lot of players are not built to play in New York. Could Daniel Jones deal with the interviews and stuff? Yes, he could deal with the reporters and stuff in New York, but it's clear the guy will be depressed on the sideline. That is a different level of pressure where everybody is saying it's your fault that the Giants are bad. Everybody is saying it's your fault that the Giants can't score more than 15 points. You're throwing 15 touchdowns every year. Some people are not built to play in New York. Evan Ingram leaving the Giants was the best thing that could ever happen to him. The dude dropped the ball all over the place. He doesn't have a drop issue anymore. Some people literally cannot play for the Giants. Some people literally can't play. I mean, I hate to give them props. Some people can't play for the Cowboys because there's too much pressure. There's too much pressure, and some people can't deal with it. As Daniel Jones just right now threw a touchdown. So Daniel Jones right now is 13 for 19, 236 in the first half, a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. So again, he is flying in Indianapolis, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to say that that's just because of coaching. I'm not sure that I'm just going to say that's coaching because he had 3 coaches. He had 3 coaches here. He had 4 or 5 offensive coordinators here. So I'm not willing to say it's just coaching. I think it's partially coaching for sure. But also, I think part of it is that the dude couldn't handle all of the hate and all of the negativity that comes from playing in New York. You get a different level of hate. Like, it's different. Evan Neal, I don't think can handle the hate in New York. And also, I don't think he physically can play the position. I don't think he can do it. But Eric Flowers was another guy that couldn't handle it. There's a lot of players that just can't handle playing in New York City that are good players. And in the case of Daniel Jones and Daniel Jones and Evan Ingram, I think they couldn't deal with the hate of the city. Like I said, it was definitely a bad situation here for Daniel Jones. But at the end of the day, he didn't play well. And at the end of the day, you started to see that the hate from Giants fans and the hate from reporters was starting to get to him because the dude looked miserable on the sideline. And it wasn't just because we were losing. It's a lot. Being Daniel Jones is a lot. Like, being the Giants quarterback and not being amazing, that's a lot. But like I said, right now, Daniel Jones has a good offensive line. He has good receivers all over the field. He has a great defense, and he has Jonathan Taylor, a great running back, and he has Tyler Warren now. So Daniel Jones is in a great situation, and I am happy for him. I want Daniel Jones to be the Colts quarterback for years to come, and I want this dude to be successful. But I don't think he would have ever succeeded here as the Giants quarterback. I just don't think he would have. Will Hernandez is another one. Yeah, another guy who was a train wreck here, who went someplace else and was one of the best pass blocking guards in the league for the Cardinals. And Will Hernandez was an absolute train wreck here. He was horrible here. Justin Pugh was solid here. Went over to the Cardinals, I think, and was amazing for the Cardinals before he got hurt. So, there's just some players just do better elsewhere because the system may fit them better, or they're just, they're built for that type of a city. Built for that type of market. A small market versus a big market matters. Even in the era of social media, when a small market quarterback throws an interception or does something crazy, it gets talked about on Sunday, but it doesn't get talked about for years. Like Daniel Jones, they still play the clips of him stumbling. They still play the clips of Eli Manning's his facial expressions. McKinney, I think, was built for New York. I think right now he's just playing on an amazing defense. And he's playing in a perfect spot for him, which is center fielder, which he didn't get to play as much as he should have here. And we should have paid the guy because he would actually be good in Shane Bowen's defense. The guy that would have done the best in Shane Bowen's defense, Brian Dable said, we're not we're not paying that dude. Maybe Dable wanted to bring him back, but Joe Shane definitely wasn't going to pay him because of his position. And then the next year pays a guy $2 million less. That's not 80% of the player that Xavier McKinney is. Even though I think Holland is a good player and deserved that deal, McKinney is a much better player, like top 2-3 safety in the league type of player. All right, so let me see if anything entertaining comes in the chat. I'm gonna go grab my charger, folks. You guys put your last couple questions, comments in the chat. I'm probably going to have to head out pretty soon, and I got to get this video up. So you guys drop your last couple comments in the chat, questions in the chat, and I'll get back to them. I'm going to go grab my charger. All right, I don't really see much in the chat. I don't see anything new in the chat. So what I'm going to do is probably jump off of here, get this video, post-game video uploaded, and you all have a great rest of your Sunday. Appreciate y'all for jumping in here. I really wish we could have pulled out the win. I really wish we could have pulled out the win today, but it's just unfortunate. I'll get on this real quick. Was it me that when Jackson Dart came in, that energy level just went through the roof? I think we're going to always feel like that because it's Jackson Dart, and I think Jackson Dart is going to be a good player. I think he just has that type of energy to him where he's just going to be great. I think he really is. And I think that offense is just really, really exciting when he gets in the game. But I think right now, I think Russ is probably our best option right now. I think Russ is probably right now our best option. But I kind of don't like Dable like throwing in Jackson Dart and then Russ has to come in and it's 3rd and long. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like where it's 2nd down and you're running a run play with Jackson Dart and then all of a sudden Russ has to come in and then it's 3rd and long and he's out for a play and he's out of rhythm. And then when he's already cooking and then you bring him back in and say, okay, 3rd and long, go convert it, Russ. I don't like that. But the red zone, fine. Like, bring him in the red zone, fine. That's okay. Because if he gets tackled for a loss or he throws, we don't do anything, then, it's still the red zone. But, if he comes in and throws an interception, you're saying it's a rookie. He threw an interception. What do you expect? But also as the coach, you're like, you made your way all the way down the field. And now you're throwing an interception with a rookie when you had the vet in there that got you to the red zone. So I'm not really a fan of him coming in, but that first time that he brought Jackson Dart in today and he handed that ball off to Scatterboo, that caught them off guard because they were honestly expecting him to keep that ball. But after that, the cat was out of the bag. So if he's going to bring Dart in, he's going to have to do that very, very sparingly and very strategically. Very strategically. And, I'm not the biggest fan of doing that, though. Like, let your quarterback play quarterback. Is the reason that we don't have quarterback by committees in the league. Especially when Dart isn't like Lamar Jackson or Jalen Milroe or Jalen Hurts even. He's not a running quarterback. So it's not like you're going to put Jackson Dart in. And because you put Jackson Dart in, you're going to get like a 70-yard run from your quarterback. That's not going to happen. And then, Jackson, Dable tried to get Hudson off the field and somebody overruled him. Like, he tried to bring Hudson off the field. And I don't know if maybe like Marcus Bowe didn't have like his equipment right or something, but they said like, no, he's staying in the game. And Dable had to leave him in the game. So I don't know what happened right there. But like I said, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get this post-game video uploaded. And you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see y'all next Sunday. I should be streaming live, or what is it, Thursday? Whenever the game is against the Chiefs, I think it's a primetime game. I'll see y'all probably live for that game. And hopefully with these types of games that are this exciting for the Giants, hopefully we can start winning these games. Hopefully we get a win in prime time next week. If it is prime time, maybe I'm tripping.